This is not just like, oh, I spilled my Coke, or I spilled my water bottle, on the ground, the floor at the movie theaters. But I'm not worried because I know I'll just go get to the fountain and fill my water bottle up. Brothers and sisters, and whoever listens to this channel, wake up. Wake up wherever you are. This was exactly the same thing that happened in Noah's time. Noah was screaming, just like our community does here, screaming from the rooftops, get on the ark, get on the ark, there'll be rain coming. And everybody was mocking and laughing, not paying attention to the warnings that God sent. And they're laughing and say, what rain? What rain? What flood? There was no rain in those times. There was no rain in those times. It's exactly how right now in America, there is no shortage of oil, of gas, of water, of electricity. I think this compliance and of this wool covering our eyes, believing that, oh, I am a civilized, every America will never be touched. America? Nobody will touch America. And brothers and sisters, and whoever is listening, I'm telling you, I love you, but you gotta wake up. Brothers and sisters, welcome to Lightwarriorsrising. This is Deanna. Please like, subscribe, and share this message. And the prayer of salvation is in the pinned comment. Put your prayers request in underneath the pinned comment. So, brothers and sisters, today we're looking at the clock, the domino clock, the time marker that is symbolized by the Iran war and Israel being surrounded. The symbolism we're presenting today is the water well, in the Hebrew word 6230, which is the word esek, and the stone mill, which is the Hebrew rekach, Hebrew 7347. And these two pictures symbolize and give a larger perspective, almost like a view from above of where we are at in this timeline of the dispensation age, end of the dispensation, end of the church age, where the restrainer, when the time clock hits, when the alarm goes off, we know that the tribulation ensues, nuclear war begins as being forewarned. God has forewarned us for many years now, and the entire community. When the nuclear war starts, we go up. Fire comes down, we go up. And the timepieces here is the Iran war with this war of cutting off, poisoning and cutting off the oil well, which is a Strait of Hormuz, Red Sea, as the most important venue or resource as a well, resource for sustaining the civilization as we have it today, right? Almost 40% or 50% goes to the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea. Now that the Yemeni closed, as of yesterday, closed the Red Sea as well, and they're bombing everything that moves into the Red Sea in and out, drawing Saudi Arabia also in the conflict, and Trump pushing for the Abraham Accords, which is to bring in the Antichrist, we can clearly see this picture building as of the water well shut off. Just like your faucet, you try to turn it on, there's no more water coming on. Now, the word Essex, 6230, means, or is a word used in ancient Hebrew, in the ancient Hebrew households, and it means it had significant value. Let me show you what a water well means, what it meant then, and what it means today, us, where the water well represents the oil well, the power well, the electricity, the gas that you put in your car, the diesel, and what it means. Because I believe, I have the feeling that nobody is paying attention to, we got so used to have everything at our fingertips that we're not paying attention. We're not even asking the question, well, what if? And I'm telling you, as an educator, as an educator in the classroom, doing classroom management and teaching your children and children in general, not yours, I'm telling you, that is the first thing that comes to your mind. Well, what if Johnny falls off the chair because or what if Johnny takes the pencil and stabs the other kid in his eye? Because we know Johnny is not paying attention to his peers around them. If you don't put your head and you understand and put that to your heart, the what if, the thunder will strike you, brothers and sisters, lightning will strike next to you because you're not paying attention. Pardon me, I love you all, brothers and sisters, but let me show you where we are at. And I have my notes here. I'm just scrolling through my notes to get to my notes here. Next, I missed it. Okay. We'll get to this in a second. So what we know, let me tell you about the ESSEC. This one, Hebrew 6230. It's a physical water well that is the symbol and was used in the Bible in Hebrew language as a symbol between quarrel versus contention. And when we are looking at the water well, which was the center until industrialization, the water found in the water well at the center of your community, in the center of your village, at the center of each village was the water well, the fountain where everybody would go fill up their bucket of water. This was only 300 years ago. So it's not that far off. All right? And they would be able to sustain, to cook, to wash themselves, to wash the clothes, right? Fire and water are the most important pieces inside a civilized society. And brothers and sisters, the dispute over ESSEC, over the water well, in this case, it symbolizes our oil well, right? Strait of Hormuz, the Red Sea, or the pipelines, the refineries that are able to actually process the oil and give us all the plastics and products and clothing and like shell cases that are made of plastics and so forth. Now, the dispute over Essex serves as a microcosm of Israel's broader experience. And when I say Israel's, I say America's, because that is the symbol. And God's promises are certain, yet they unfold amid human opposition. The enemy often contests sources of living water. And I hope this paints a better picture for you. Now, when we're talking about rekach, the stone mill, Hebrew 7347, it means tender, soft, gentle. It's a millstone or a hand mill, meaning the power switch on and off, just like they used to have it the old in the old villages and in the old towns and old cities. And it meant that you have the resources that you collect from earth, right? Through a millstone, through a grinding millstone, you pulverize, you grind your grain, your corn, and you're turning into flour. You cannot cook and without having the resources that you get from earth, right? As minerals, as harvest, unless you process it. And we've been warned through God's words that the problem that we're looking at right now that's building as we speak, the Iran war against Israel and against NATO, right? Russia versus NATO, and where all America stands in this, is this entire picture. We're being warned, brothers and sisters, that the water well is so important as the stone mill, as a grounding mill. If you don't have refineries, you're not able to process all your whatever you're harvesting, whatever you're extracting as minerals and so forth. So look at what the devil does. It's attacking and pushes people, taking over these people who are, presidents who are all bent on going to war. It doesn't matter how many civilians are killed. It doesn't matter if they are ruining the entire infrastructure of people, right? It takes over these people and is hitting at the infrastructure of the world's civilized element, or the power. It's just like those buildings in Venezuela who did not have a good foundation, and well, the earthquake is coming in and flattening everything. This is the same picture being built by what is happening in the world and by the warning we are getting. Let me translate to you what this all means. It means that, we'll just go back here into my notes. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, right. So I will read this again. Ka'asher eshalach esek rakeh kasef. So in biblical Hebrew, the word ka'asher functions as a conjunction. It means just as, or when, according to. And the picture here is of a comparison of the Iran war, this big conflict that we're seeing developing. And it says, just as the Iran conflict is just as, or just like, right? Just when this is happening. And I'm going to look for the translation here. Listen to this. Just as, so the Iran war conflict is just as the blazing fire of the stone mill, just the blazing fire of the stone mill being tossed away in the water well conflict / oil, as it was written. I will repeat this again. Do you see the picture that's being built? And I'm telling you, when you go out there, think about it. Every time you you fill up your gas in your car, every time you go to the store and the doors are still open because there is still electricity, know that God has foretold this, and many of the church members of these communities members have warned that the stone mill, that God is taking the stone mill, which is the most, the clicking gear in our infrastructure, and is taking it and or letting Satan do that to take the stone mill from our world and toss it into the blazing fire, engulfed in fire of the oil well. And that all this was written as it was written. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to stop here, and I will let you go on to your day. Please, if you need to say the prayer of salvation, it's right in the bottom of the pinned comment, or is in the pinned comment at the bottom. Please put your prayer requests underneath the pinned comment. And to be honest with you, the picture of the World Cup is the same as the picture of the stone mill tossed away, right? The cup of grace is being taken and switched with the cup of wrath. This is the same thing. The stone mill of sustenance and civilization is being removed, tossed into the blazing, on fire. To me, that means nuclear, like on fire, the entire region there, and oil burning all with it, and being replaced by a stone mill of wrath. And this was all written from the beginning, because God knows from the beginning the end. This is how close we are. So, brothers and sisters, I pray that God blesses you wherever you are. And if I don't see you here, I will see you soon in the clouds. God blesses you.